Okay, this is chapter 19 of Good Girl, Bad Blood. 19. Pip's throat closed in on her, trapping her voice inside, cornering the words until they gave up and scattered away. All she could do was stare at the messages, unravel them, and put them back together until they made some kind of sense. Hello, Pip. You're getting closer. Smiley face. Connor was the first to find words. What the fuck does that mean, Pip? Her name sounded strange, like it didn't belong to her, had been stretched out of shape until it no longer fit. Pip stared at those 3 letters, unrecognizable in the hands of this stranger who was less than a mile away. Was all she had to offer. She knew it was you, Ravi said, his voice coaxing Pip back to herself. She knows who you are. What does "you're getting closer" mean? Connor asked. To finding Jamie, Pip said, or finding out what happened to Jamie, she thought, which sounded almost the same but was very, very different. And Layla knew. Whoever Layla was, she knew everything. Pip was sure of that now. That smiley face, though, Ravi shivered. She felt it through his fingers. The shock had receded now, and Pip jumped into action. I need to reply. Now, she said, typing out. Who are you? Where's Jamie? There was no point in pretending anymore. Layla was 1 step ahead. She pressed send, but an error box appeared instead. Unable to send message. User not found. No, Pip whispered. No. She thumbed back to Layla's page, but it was no longer there. The profile picture and bio were still displayed, but the grid was gone, replaced by the words, no post yet, and a banner of user not found at the top. No, Pip growled in frustration, the sound raw and angry in her throat. She's disabled her account. What? Connor said. She's gone. Ravi hurried back over to Pip's laptop, refreshing Layla Mead's Facebook page. The page he requested was not found. Fuck. She's deactivated her Facebook too. And Tinder, Pip said, checking the app. She's gone. We lost her. A quietness settled over the room, a quietness that wasn't the absence of sound, but its own living thing, stifling the spaces between them. She knows, doesn't she? Ravi said, his voice gentle, skimming just above the quiet instead of breaking through. Layla knows what happened to Jamie. Connor was holding his head, shaking it again. I don't like this, he said, speaking to the ground. I don't like this at all. Pip watched him, transfixed by the movement of his head. She knew it was me. I think Layla knows everything. It was a fake smile, the one she put on for her dad later as she walked Ravi to the front door. Done with your trial update, Pickle? He asked, clapping Ravi gently on the back, her dad's way of saying goodbye, reserved just for him. Yeah, just uploaded it, Pip said. Connor had gone home over an hour ago, after they'd run out of ways of asking one another the same questions. There was nothing more they could do tonight. Layla Mead was gone, but the lead wasn't dead. Not entirely. Tomorrow at school, Pip and Connor would ask Mr. Clark what he knew about her. That was the plan. And tonight, once Ravi was gone, Pip would record about what had just happened, finish editing the interviews, and then it would go out later tonight, the first episode of Season 2. Thanks for dinner, Victor, Ravi said, turning to give Pip one of their hidden goodbyes, a slight scrunching of his eyes. She blinked back at him, and he reached for the catch on the front door, pulling it open. Oh, someone said, standing on the step right outside, his fist floating in the air ready to knock. Oh, Ravi replied in turn, and Pip leaned to see who it was. Charlie Green, from 4 doors down, his rust-colored hair pushed back from his face. Hi, Ravi. Pip, Charlie said with an awkward wave. Evening, Victor. Hello, Charlie, Pip's dad said in his bright, show-offy voice, that booming one he always switched on in front of someone he considered a guest. Ravi had outgrown guest a while ago into something more, thank God. How can we help you? Sorry to disturb you, Charlie said, a slight nervous edge to his voice and his pale green eyes. I know it's getting late, and it's a school night, it's just... He trailed off, locking onto Pip's eyes. Well, I saw your missing poster in the newspaper, Pip, and I think I have some information about Jamie Reynolds. There's something I should show you. 20 minutes, her dad agreed, and 20 minutes was all it would take, Charlie had said. Now Pip and Ravi were following him down the darkened street, the orange streetlights stitching monstrous, overstretched shadows to their feet. You see, Charlie said, glancing back at them as they walked up the gravel path to his front door. Flora and I, we have one of these doorbell cameras. We've moved around a lot, used to live in Scranton, and we had a few break-ins there. So we installed the camera for Flora's peace of mind, and it came with us here to Fairview. I thought there's no harm in having extra security no matter how nice the town, you know? He pointed the camera out to them, a small black device above the faded brass doorbell. It's motion sensor, so it'll be recording us right now. Charlie gave it a small wave as he unlocked the door and showed them inside. Pip already knew this house from when Zach and his family lived here. She followed Charlie into what used to be the Chen's playroom, but now it looked like an office. There were bookshelves and an armchair beneath the front bay windows, and against the far wall, a wide white desk with 2 large computer monitors on it. Here, Charlie said, pointing them toward the computer. Nice setup, said Robbie, checking the screens like he had a clue what he was talking about. I work from home, web design, freelance, Charlie said in explanation. Cool, said Robbie. Yeah, mostly because I get to work in my pajamas, Charlie laughed. My dad would probably say, you're 27 now, get a real job. Older generations, Pip said disapprovingly. They just don't understand the allure of pajamas. So, what did you want to show us? Hello. A new voice entered the room, and Pip turned to see Flora in the doorway, hair tied back and a smudge of flour on the front of her oversized shirt. She was holding a Tupperware stacked 4 rows high with brownies. I just baked these for Josh's class tomorrow, but I wondered if you guys were hungry. No nuts or pretend healthy things, I promise. Hi, Flora, Pip smiled. I'm actually okay, thank you. Her appetite still hadn't returned. She'd had to force dinner down. But a wide, crooked smile appeared on Robbie's face as he sauntered over to Flora and picked up a brownie from the middle, saying, Yes, please, these look amazing. Pip sighed. Robbie liked anyone who fed him. Have you shown them, Charlie? Flora asked. No, I was just getting to it. Come look at this, he said, wiggling the mouse to bring life back to one of the screens. So like I was saying, we have this doorbell camera and it starts recording whenever it detects motion, sends a notification to the app on my phone. Whatever it records, it uploads to the cloud for 7 days before it's wiped. When I woke up last Tuesday morning, I saw a notification on my app from the middle of the night. So I went downstairs and checked, and everything looked fine. Nothing out of place or missing, so I presumed it was just a fox setting off the camera again. Right, Pip said, moving closer as Charlie navigated through his files. But yesterday, Flora noticed something of hers was missing. Can't find it anywhere, so I thought I'd check the doorbell footage, just in case before it got wiped. I didn't think there'd be anything on it, but he double-clicked on a video file and it opened in a media player. Charlie clicked it into full screen and then hit play. It was a 180-degree view of the front of the house, down the path to the gate they'd just come through, and over to the bay windows on either side of the front door. Everything was green. All the light green and bright greens set against the darker green of the night sky. It's night vision, Charlie said, watching their faces. This was taken at 3:07 a.m. on Tuesday morning. There was movement by the gate. Whatever it was had set the camera off. Sorry, the resolution's not great, Charlie said. The green shape moved up the front path, growing blurry arms and legs as it neared the camera. And as it walked right up to the front door, it grew a face Pip knew, except for the absent black pinpoints for eyes. He looked scared. I don't know, and I only saw his picture in the Fairview Mail today. But that's Jamie Reynolds, isn't it? Charlie asked. It is, Pip said, her throat constricting again. What's he doing? Well, if you look to the window on the left, there's one in here, this room. Charlie pointed to it on screen. I must have had it open during the day, for a breeze, and maybe I thought I closed it fully. But look, it's still open, just a couple of inches from the bottom. As he said that, the green Jamie on screen noticed it too, bending down in front of the window and creeping his fingers in under the gap. You couldn't see the back of his head. He had a dark hood pulled up over his hair. Pip watched Jamie pull at the window, sliding it up until the gap was large enough. What's he doing? Robbie asked, leaning closer to the screen too, the brownie a thing of the past. Is he breaking in? The question became irrelevant a half-second later as Jamie lowered his head and climbed through the window, his legs slipping in behind him, leaving just an empty, dark green opening into the house. He's only in the house for a total of 41 seconds, Charlie said, fast-forwarding the video to the point where Jamie's lighter green head re-emerged from the window. He dragged himself outside, landing on one unsteady leg. But he looked the same as before he'd gone in, still scared, nothing in his hands. He turned back to the window, leaning into his elbows as he pushed it closed, right down to the sill. And then he walked away from the house, breaking into a run as he reached the gate and disappeared into the engulfing all-green night. What? Pip and Robbie said together. We only found this yesterday, Charlie said, and we discussed it. It's my fault for leaving the window open, and we're not going to go to the police and press charges or anything. Seems like this Jamie guy has enough on his plate as it is, and what he took, well, what we think he took, it wasn't that valuable, only sentimental value, so... What did he take? Pip asked, her eyes flicking to Flora, instinct pulling her gaze to the empty spaces at Flora's wrists. What did Jamie steal from you? My watch, Flora said, putting the container of brownies down. I remember leaving it in here the weekend before last because it kept catching on the book I was reading. I haven't seen it since, and it's the only thing missing. Is this watch rose gold with light pink leather straps, metal flowers on one side? Pip asked, and immediately Charlie's and Flora's eyes snapped to each other in alarm. Yes, Flora said. Yes, that's exactly it. It wasn't that expensive, but Charlie bought it for our first Christmas together. How did you? I've seen your watch, Pip said. It's in Jamie Reynolds' bedroom. Oh, Charlie stammered. I can make sure it's returned to you right away. That would be great, but no rush. Flora smiled kindly. I know you must be very busy. But the strange thing is, Charlie crossed the room, past a watchful Robbie, over to the window Jamie had climbed through just a week ago. Why did he only take the watch? It's clearly not expensive, and I leave my wallet in this room with cash in it. There's my computer equipment, too. None of that is cheap. Why did Jamie ignore all that? Why just a watch that's almost worthless? In and out in 40 seconds and just a watch. I don't know, that is strange, Pip said. I can't explain it. I'm so sorry. She cleared her throat. This isn't the Jamie I know. Charlie's eyes fell to the bottom ledge of the window where Jamie's fingers had snuck through. Some people are pretty good at hiding who they really are. File name. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Season 2, Episode 1, Outro. Pip. There's one inescapable thing that haunts me about this case, something I didn't have to face last time, and that's time itself. As it passes, every minute and every hour, the chances of Jamie returning home safe and well get slimmer and slimmer. That's what the statistics say. By the time I've uploaded this episode and you're listening to it, we will have passed another important deadline, the 72-hour mark from when Jamie was last seen. In normal police procedure while investigating a high-risk missing persons case, the 72-hour mark is a line in the sand, after which they quietly accept that they might not be looking for a person anymore, but a body. Time is in charge here, not me, and that's terrifying. But I have to believe Jamie is okay, that we still have time to find him. Probability is just that, probable. Nothing is certain, and I'm closer than I was yesterday, finding the dots and connecting them. I think everything is linked. And if that's true, then it all comes back to one person, Layla Mead, a person who doesn't really exist. Join us next time. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, The Disappearance of Jamie Reynolds. Season 2, Episode 1, successfully uploaded to SoundCloud.